Hi Tina, this is my response video to your presentation. I really enjoyed it. I thought you did a great job getting those main points and relating it to the text. I think I could talk forever about this subject. I think it's something that I still think about a lot, and it's just interesting to learn kind of how it developed or hasn't. So when you asked about women being so severely underrepresented in academic leadership positions, I don't know the numbers, but initially I would have thought that women in higher education is a higher percentage than a lot of other places. I feel like higher education in nonprofits are those that usually see a majority of the women leadership. So another thing that I found interesting in relation to your presentation was when you talked about how they saw college as a threat to the family and women's traditional roles. I think that's so interesting. And I think now, I think that that's somewhat shifted, because now I think college is almost introducing that. Like, it's astonishing how many friends I have that come to college but really have no interest in their major or what they're wanting to do because they're here to find a husband. So I don't know that I fully answered your first question, but I think the second part of your question about what barriers that women face that males may not, I think a lot of it is just not necessarily the stereotyping, but I think some of it is the motherhood and starting a family and the pushback sometimes that women feel from that. I mean, when's the last time? I mean, it's almost assumed that if a woman wants to start a family, that she's going to stay home, not the man. Why don't more companies provide paternal leave for a father to stay home when the wife is pregnant or expecting? I think females are expected to do it all, and females in top leadership positions have it really tough, because if they have a top leadership position and they don't have kids, it's assumed that they're consumed with work and they don't have anything else to focus on. Whereas if they're in a top leadership position and they do have a family, it's looked at like, her priorities might be off, or she might leave on a whim, or whatever. I think the pay gap is still there. Luckily, I think that that's considerably better than it is in the past, and women are learning to ask for that and challenge that. And this is just interesting. Sheryl Sandberg, who's now works with Facebook, but she is really big into the gender gap, and she says in her book something along the lines of the perfect day will be when we have the same number of upper-level female executives, and as we do the numbers of dads staying at home. Or she said something along the lines of that. But I just think it's interesting that it's such a people are so kind of intertwined in those traditional roles and what women are supposed to do, and so I think that's a majority of it. But overall, really enjoyed your presentation and hearing the history of women and higher ed, and I'm looking forward to the conversation that surrounds the whole thing. So thank you.